Oh, hello there. Welcome back to Hallownest? Hallownest. I think that's what we're settling on. We're back at it with another build, and I believe the build we are going to try and do today is for the Fog Canyon. We're going to do it on this little corner lot. This one's going to be really fun because it's actually a build that has a setting in Sims 4. I almost said Hollow Knight. That is my bad, also incorrect. We're doing a really cool shape for this one. I had the idea to make it sort of 3 tiers and make it a really cool, funky, interesting shape. We are building a library for Fog Canyon. So this is going to have a lot of pinks, and I am messing around with some very interesting roofing choices. I wanted there to be ample light coming in to the space, and I think, yeah, I was even able to find a slightly pink version. I think I end up going with a different, yeah, I end up going with that pink-ish roof tile. Pinks and grays, and I wanted it to feel a little bit cloudy. I had a lot of fun with this one. I think I tried very, very hard not to use custom content for this one as well. I don't think I succeed, but I don't remember 100%, so we will see here in a minute. And it took me a little bit of messing around with this roof shape. I was trying to get it to blend a little bit nicer and not have awkward points exposed or sticking up. I think I just end up with awkward points sticking up, which is okay. And I still attempt to do the skylight. Now, I just wanted to make sure that they were the same. I do make sure that I put a skylight in for each level. This one was seriously a lot of fun to build. I don't think I put in a name for it either until somewhere near the end. I don't think I go in and change any of the things for it until somewhere near the end. And I was trying to mess around with a different, yeah, I was really struggling to get this one to work the way that I wanted it to. I think if there's a better way to achieve what I was trying to achieve here, you're welcome to drop a comment, let me know what it is. I was having a real time of the whole thing, and I believe I end up scrapping it and sticking with what I originally had. That also seemed to work okay. It just looked and felt a little bit weird to me, I think. Yeah, I stick with that one. That was the right call in the end. And it does look sort of peak-ish, you know, kind of like perhaps a spire, maybe, I don't know. I might be talking out my ass a little bit on that one. That's okay though. Yeah, I really wanted to go for pinkish grays for this one. As many places as I could, I tried to go with pinkish grays. And again, I tried to steer clear of custom content. That was a really hard thing to do. I've really come to thoroughly love and enjoy my custom content. I struggled with what type of exterior to give this build at first. It sort of felt like a brick would be appropriate. None of the bricks that I was finding particularly called to me. Oh. And then none of the paneling was working. I wanted it to be a little bit more of perhaps a modern library, but also still a little bit old school. And I was tempted to go with that vibrant pink brick for just a moment, but I didn't. I kept coming back to Realm of Magic items, but that didn't really feel right for this build either. And I thought about doing part of the building in paneling and part of it in like a brick, and doing a fun mix and match like that. But ultimately I chose not to. I also end up adding in something very interesting in terms of an entrance. I do also think I end up going with some type of wood panel exterior. Maybe that one? Maybe that one, the more I look at it. Something like a library seemed to call for a softer building material. Like wood paneling. Yeah, I think I end up sticking with this one. I just kind of mess around for a minute, seeing if this is the best option out there. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure it is. And then here's where I get the idea to do something really cool for the entrance. And I was originally going to mess around a little bit with that, but I didn't want to mess around too much with it. So I end up copying each of those, and we just make a nice little entranceway. I believe I originally wanted to do that because I wanted a different type of exterior building material, like a brick or something. I think I ultimately just end up going with the same one. I just do it all the same. Yeah. It's what felt most appropriate. Oh, I do end up using some custom content in this build. I tried so hard not to, but I do think some of the windows near the end, I think I end up needing to use very specific custom content windows. Yeah, so there you see me select library as a build feature. And you might not be able to see it, but I do spell library wrong. I have gone in and changed that. That was my bad. And then you see me come in, delete a couple of walls. I think I come in and delete a bunch of walls. Yeah. Each individually, yeah. To open up the space and give it a nice wide open library feel. We chuck in the necessary simple saucer lights just to get a good lay of the land, and then we can get to work on the floor plan. So I messed around with staircases for a little bit. I wanted to see if there was something really unique and fun that I could do. And ever since they updated the game to add all of these fun staircase options in, they're really tricky to navigate sometimes though. I think I end up just going very basic with stairs here, maybe. Yeah, I messed around a little bit. Oh, no, I do go a little funky. That's right, because I realized I needed to build the bathroom in somewhere. And what better place to do that than to utilize this awkward little stair spot. Now, I knew that a bathroom would really logistically only need two tiles to create, a stall, a working type of stall. So we do a little bathroom here. I always seem to start with bathrooms in my builds. I don't know if this is a recurring theme, if we're going to see this in every single one. I wish there were really nice pink bathroom doors. There were unfortunately no pink bathroom doors, so I did go with gray, and then a basic plain white toilet, nothing too fancy. I do slap my filters back on though. And just some very simple. Now these are custom content counters and sinks. And I really, really wanted to use them because they look so nice. They're so flipping nice. But I ultimately stick with the gray ones that are there, I'm pretty sure. And I mess around with these custom content ones too, because I'm thinking, if I can reason with myself and I go with custom content, is there better custom content to go with? There wasn't. I would have gone with those nice pink ones, but no dice. We keep it simple and we go with these lovely standard gray ones. Yeah, I wanted those pink ones in there so bad. It's okay. Maybe one of these days we'll do an entire build with only custom content. I mean, if that's something you guys want to see. I'm not exactly a Sims 4 channel. But if that's something you guys want to see, just let me know in the comments down below. I suppose I should do the whole YouTuber thing, right? And tell you to like and subscribe. All that jazz. If you're enjoying yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. We keep it really simple here. The mirror I wanted to use was also custom content. This is going to be the struggle for every single build, and then this will also subsequently be the struggle of trying to place the toilet paper roll on the wall and not being able to see where I'm placing it. I ultimately just remove the walls for a minute, make it easier on myself. I do that for this build. I don't think I do that in any of the other builds. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I don't do it for any of the other ones. And I do switch out, so it's still a gray door. I wish there was a pink one. There were no pink ones. So I swap it out for a gray door that looks a little bit more wooden. We've got toilet paper rolls in each. Again, I don't think I do much decorating. I don't think I do much decorating in any of these builds. I do try to keep them extremely minimalistic. I do add a little jar of soap to each one of these. So I just move it up using the 9 key on the keyboard. Oh, and then I attempt to go in with some very vibrant pink tile. I wanted to go really hard, real ham with the pink as much as I could. And so I think that's the one that I go with. That can't be. Nah, I think I go with this one. It felt a little bit much, and I felt like it needed to be muted just a little bit. I was also keeping in mind that it was, some type of public library. So that just sort of seemed like what was most appropriate. And then that seemed most appropriate of a place to put the stairs on the second floor. I messed around with some fencing for a little bit before settling on some open glassy fencing. I think I end up going back to that one that was there. Either the one that was there or the other one, but I think that one. And then I use the same fence. Yeah, up at the top. And then we've got some really good spaces for, an individual bathroom on each floor. So again, we keep it nice and simple. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. We've got a stall right there. And then I think I just try and mimic it on the other side and do a stall right there. I got a little disappointed. I ultimately couldn't stick with that symmetrical bathroom design because it meant there was no place on the second floor for me to put a sink. So I do end up pushing that one out just to the end. There's only one sink in that bathroom. I still think it works. I was just a little disappointed that it wasn't as symmetrical as I would have liked it to be. I've got a little bit of OCD, I think, in that regard. I like things to be symmetrical. It's very pleasing to my brain. But that ended up working out well in the end. It was good for how the doors worked. Everything flowed. There isn't anything in this build that shouldn't work. Everything should work perfectly fine. I haven't player tested it, But I didn't do anything crazy or fancy in terms of a build for this one that would stop things from working how they should. So everything should be okay. And then you just saw there, I did need to do a different mirror in the second floor one. But I still do the customary little soap dispenser. I have my little hand towel in each one. We get those bathrooms done right away, nice and quick. And you see that's one of the lot requirements. So because we're building a library, this is now, we can actually build a library in The Sims 4, and as long as it meets certain lot requirements, it gets the appropriate, buffs and bonuses. So I needed a select number of bookshelves. Now, in reality, I would have gone for the ones on the left. Those are my favorite bookshelves. I love that they're floor to ceiling, being that this was a library and I wanted to fit in as many bookshelves as possible. I go with these ones because they were the most standard, just basic, plain, and I fill the space with as many of them as I can. I didn't even bother looking at the number that was required to be placed on the lot. I believe I just started placing, and I may have gone a little overboard with my bookshelf placement. I personally don't think I did. What is overboard with bookshelves when you're building a library? I don't think you can have too many bookshelves when you're building a library. I think it's fine. But I do add a lot of bookshelves. I think I put some bookshelves on all 3 floors. I think I just do a small wall of them there. Yeah. I just do a couple. The idea is that this upstairs area is going to be like a computer research floor. So if you would need to go to the library to gain access for like a research project, if you need to use a computer that's there, you would come up to the 3rd floor. I put all of the computer desks up here. And I do free place these. So if you do download this lot, I recommend turning on move objects. So if you don't know how to do that, if you have The Sims 4 and you don't know how to do that, you hit the Control-Shift-C keys at the same time to open the cheat bar to type in your code. And then it's bb.moveObjects space on, and that turns on the move objects setting for the entire lot, and then you can freely place things wherever you want them to be placed. They don't need to stay snapped to the grid. You freely place things by holding down the control key. Oh, I forgot that I went with these awkward pink chairs. I really liked the aqua blue. I think I'd keep some of the pink chairs. Oh. Okay, that's a surprise to me. I don't know why I went with aqua blue. Oh yeah, you can see there. The lot requires 3 bookshelves, and I think I placed over 40. So you definitely meet the lot requirements on bookshelves for this particular build. And I make sure, I think I forgot to put a garbage bin in the hive build. I'm pretty sure I forgot to put one in the funeral home as well. I forgot to put garbage bins in each of these, and you see me save just in case the game crashes. Forgot to put garbage bins in the other builds. That's my bad. But I make sure that they're in this one, also partially because it's part of the lot requirements. Oh, so now I tried to find a good floor-to-ceiling base game window. Now this is where I might have ended up going with custom content windows. I really hope I didn't. I don't think I do for these big ones. Oh, I might. Those are the custom content windows right there. Yeah, I think I go with custom content windows. I tried so hard not to, but they're the perfect floor-to-ceiling window. And it was the exact right vibe. See, you see me try and find a suitable replacement. There just isn't one. Like, they all just barely come up to the ceiling. There's always that little bit of space at the top. And I really wanted these to be like proper floor to ceiling windows. So I do use some custom content. I use custom content with the windows. You see me throw them in here. That should be the only custom content that I use for the entire build. Should be. Don't quote me on that. It should be. And then I really just try and make sure that the space feels as open as possible. And I extended the bottom level to be a little taller in wall height. I wanted it to be taller in wall height. And then I wanted to really customize and do some big windows there. You can see with this particular custom content pack that there are end panes and then middle panes, so you can make it whatever size you want it to be, like there. And I just wanted a couple of little ones off the side. Keep things as symmetrical as possible. I do believe I end up changing the windows on the right here. I think I end up getting, yeah. Oh, and I take a peek at the extra tall ones. I don't think I end up going with the extra tall ones. They were just too tall. But I do think I keep it symmetrical, and I just make it a 3. Yeah, I make it a 3-paned one. Yeah, that felt a lot better. So that's the only bit of custom content, I believe, that's in the whole build. I figured if I was going custom content windows, I would try for the doors as well. It was awkward because that's on a diagonal wall, so the doors don't behave the same way that they should, or that they typically would. I really wanted to find a cool door. I believe I ended up going with a base game door. And I believe it's not custom content. There were a few of these that I really liked. And I didn't want just a single door. I wanted a double door. Yeah, that's another one of the custom content doors. I believe I end up going with that. I think that's an eco lifestyle door. That felt very appropriate for this particular build. It was one massive door, but it was massive, so it felt like it was a double door situation. It felt like the right moment. It was the right door moment for the space. And it took up the majority of that spot. So this is another one of the lot requirements for building a library. You need a specific number of chess sets. I think the number is 3. I think you only need 3. So I only put in 3. And then I think I just choose, I didn't want to commit to those chairs. I wanted a chair that was slightly more comfortable. Possibly those. I figured if you were going to be sitting there for a while playing a game of chess, you would want a comfier seat. I might just go with those white plastic ones. Yeah, so I make sure I meet that lot requirement, and then I throw in a few little like sitting poofs, little places to just kind of sit as you're patrolling around. I don't do any on the upstairs though. For the life of me, I can't think of why I made those chairs aqua blue and black. No idea why I made that choice. Looking back on it, I don't approve of that choice. It's fine. It is absolutely fine, I'm sure. And then I wanted to make sure that there was, you know, a librarian section. And you're going to see me play around with half walls. I would have originally done one of these if I could have. I might actually. That might work quite well. Oh, maybe I do. I do believe I do. And then I wanted a pink to do the top of the half wall with, but there was no pink color option. There was something weird happening with the lighting here too, and particularly every time I tried to change the color of the half wall, it's like it kept glitching on me, wouldn't let me change the color. For all I know, if you download this lot and you go to play it, it might be the correct color. I have no idea. I have since gone in and it still hasn't been the right color, so I really couldn't tell you. But I put in a few little like checkout stations, and then I make sure that the wall height is the appropriate one. I think I'd gone a little too tall the other time. And I settle on this one because this one felt just right. I really messed around with these desks. Oh, that's right. I wanted smaller ones. And I ultimately choose the cream with the burgundy red and green, I think. You know, I don't know why I made some of the choices that I did in this build. I really couldn't tell you. But here we are. Ah, yes. And then I try and find a door. This is supposed to be like a locked door to regular civilians, but like librarians can get in there. And they would have access. And then I tried to find a neat little bookshelf that would sit back there for all the returned books to sit on. And in my search to find those, I ended up coming across, I believe it's another custom content item. Because I'd already used the windows, I thought, all right, we're gonna go with one more piece of custom content. But this specifically because it very much fit in with what was going on. So these are little children's book shelves. They have little different configurations of kids' books. So I did a couple of just a couple of these so that there were some kids' book options as well. Sort of like a little children's center kind of thing. Ah, yes. And then I keep it very simple with the pink paint. I don't go with wallpaper. I go with this like dusty pink. I actually really like that color. I'm not crazy about pink myself personally. I'm much more of a blue fan, but I really like that shade of pink. And then I go with a basic, it looks a little bit pinky or peachy, especially mixed with all the rest of the pink. But I pick a basic floorboard. I didn't go too hard, and I was tempted to do those wooden slats. They look so cool, but it also did not feel appropriate for this particular build. So that's okay. We leave it with that. I do change the color of the one staircase, but not the other. Oh, maybe I leave it. I might actually leave it. I thought I changed the color of the one. Well, I guess I didn't. That's cool though. And then I gave it a little bit of contrast. So the librarian's nook, they've got a slightly different shade of pink. It took me a little while to get the right configuration for these chess tables too. I wasn't 100% sure how I wanted to do these. And then I wanted a few of these little dusty pinkish gray seats, little sitting benches to go all the way around the place, so that, you know, if you wanted to check out a book for a minute before buying it, if you wanted to sit and browse a little, you could. And I do make those overlap there, so you really do need to have move objects on when you're playing on this lot. And then I wanted to do a really fun, like, open reading circle. I just wanted to make a really cozy spot, a really cozy space. I could have gone with like pinkish gray chairs and things, but we went pretty hard on the pink paint, and the flooring is pretty pink, and those little square ottomans are peachy pink. You know, there's enough pink around there, but I try and find the right armchairs and couches, just little two-seaters that feel cozy without feeling too personal. Like, I still wanted them to be very commercial. I think I ended up going with a mixture of a couple of different designs because I ultimately just couldn't choose. I definitely moved them all in a little bit. Oh, I might just go with the round ones. I just go with the round ones. That's okay. These rounded edge ones were quite nice. I am a very big fan of these. And then I sort of just haphazardly, as much as I can, place these. And I place them going in different directions. You can toggle the camera view. So I usually build using Sims 4 camera. I just like the way it controls better with the mouse. But you can toggle to the Sims 3 camera, and that allows you, as you can see me doing there, it allows you to swivel objects around. It gives you a bit more freedom for placing items, which I think ends up working out a bit better sometimes. Yeah, and I just wanted a couple little like side tables in case you wanted to place, I don't know, an extra book or your bag or whatever you would place down on a side table in a library. And then I needed the right rug moment. It was a serious struggle to find a good, appropriate rug for this spot. Like, the struggle was really real. And I think I really wanted a pink one because everything else was so white and gray. I really wanted a pink one. I really like this one. Now that I'm looking back on it, I think I go with this one. Okay, that was a very good choice. I'm very glad I went with that one. And then, yeah, I scale it down and I use it a few other places, I think. I wanted to use it down there. I don't think I do. Now that I look at this, actually, I might use it there. I'd be a little surprised if I keep it there, actually. Yeah. No, that felt weird to keep it there. It felt weird to have a rug down there at all. So I don't think I end up keeping a rug down there. I finally come back to this librarian's returned books shelf idea. This was a serious struggle. I felt like I had one in mind that I wanted to use, but I couldn't find it, so I just go with a few of these. I figure that'll work. That'll do. And then I figure these lovely librarians back here, men, women, whoever, the lovely librarians that work at this Fog Canyon library, the scholars of Hallownest. They need something comfy to stand on or sit on if they're back there checking out books. So we'll put down a couple of rugs there. And then I just have some fun. I believe I've met all of the lot requirements. I don't know if you can see, it's in the super top left corner. There's a little house emblem that's there, and there's no more red triangle, angry red triangle, which means we met all of the lot requirements, and now we can just have some fun. And so now I'm just having fun placing some artwork, you know, putting a bit of detail into the space, giving it some life. So I give it a few larger paintings. I don't think I stick with the red. I think I go with the black and the yellow. The yellow felt very similar to the infection to me. So I did the yellow, and then there were these news articles that I found that I wanted to put up as, you know, a nice little decoration. I think there were only 3 different news articles. So I think I end up getting rid of the 4th one, whatever the 4th one is. Yeah, I end up getting rid of the 4th one. I put down a massive map. I think I make that map bigger too, maybe. And I choose to put those, yeah, I make it nice and big. And then I find some fun schematics and some other little decorations, things that felt like would be in a library, things that students would maybe study for some type of class or lesson. There wasn't really a rhyme or reason for how I put them in anywhere. I just kind of wanted them all to be in there. And then I had fun configuring those. Put in, I think, a couple of little bulletin boards over there. So maybe, you know, if this were an actual library, if you were looking for some type of job posting, you would check a bulletin board up here in this space. Or if someone was maybe offering a class, you would look there. And then I so badly wanted a nice plant for in this little corner where the stairs are. Tried very hard not to use custom content. I think I actually got distracted here for a minute. I don't remember what I was doing that pulled me away from the build for so long. But I wanted to put just like a nice little indoor potted tree in this corner. I think this is my go-to one for a lot of these builds. It's the type of one that I would want to use. I would want to use it in a lot of places. And then just some very eclectic artwork wherever I can. These little corners, they just felt like they were calling for some nice, fun little potted plants. Just little greenery details. I don't think I put one in every corner, but I do put a few in as little decorations. I plop one down there too. These are all not custom content. Looking back on it, I probably could have used custom content plants for these corners, considering I used custom content windows, but I didn't, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. You know, minimal custom content, as minimal as possible. I end up putting that plant over there. It was just a little too big for that corner. And then I go with a nice tall, nice tall little plant. And then I think it's just some curtains. I don't know if you guys can hear. It's storming quite a bit here today. And the wind is blowing really hard at my balcony window. And I am 16 floors high. So it's a little eerie. I do bite the bullet and I go with custom content curtains. I'm actually a little disappointed looking back at this, seeing that I do that, but these curtains are just too good. I couldn't resist, and if I went custom content windows, I guess I said screw it, and I went with the curtains too. That's okay. I only put a couple of them in there, but I think that's it for the internal build. I think all that's left that I do is a little bit of exterior detailing. But yeah, so you have the upper floor computer space. Each floor has a bathroom, and then you've got your second floor library, bookshelves, sitting spot for reading, and then your main floor is chess and book checkout and all that sort of stuff. I really like how that turned out. I'm a very big fan. So in terms of exterior decorating, I had a very specific idea in mind, and I really wanted a fountain to be in this little front entranceway, but I didn't want it to be an underground fountain like that. I didn't want to make like a little pool. I wanted it to be an actual fountain, which I knew there were like these types of fountains. That's a debug item, so I could have used that. It's a $0 debug item, but I knew that there was a different one that I was looking for. I really wanted to do a fountain very badly, and I don't end up doing a fountain. This sculpture felt very appropriate to have at a library, so I do keep it, but I put it off to the side. I ultimately gave up on my fountain dream. See, I found that one, and that one was nice. I think I go with not the man but the woman. Yeah, I go with a little woman statue, and I feel like that's maybe representative of Monument, like a little ode to Monument. I wasn't sure which pathway I wanted to use either. I think I go with a mix. I might go with a mix of pathways. I might just go with those nice little stones. Those were really good stones though. That was a very good choice. And then I do the little half. So if you're ever playing Sims and you don't want a full square tile, if you press Control and then the F key, you can get little quarter tile placement instead of full square tile. I just felt like that was a better detail to have than the regular square blocks. And then so you'll see me round out the corners on each of these. I think I round out these corners too. Yeah. Yeah, I just plop that in there like that and then just round out that corner. Now, I really liked this sculpture. This felt very appropriate to have at a library. Not necessarily something you might find in the resting grounds, but something that felt appropriate. And then benches also felt really appropriate. I think I end up going with those custom content benches. Oh, I tried, and I finally find the fountain that I was looking for. I think I go with those custom content benches. So I tried really hard not to use custom content. I swear, I tried so hard not to use custom content. I do use a little bit of it. It's fine. It is what it is, you know. There's no shame. I will have to link the custom content that I do use in the description for this video. Yeah, and then just a nice little walkway, you know, a little side walkway that you might come across. I did keep the landscaping for this one. I tried to keep it as minimal as possible. It didn't really feel like the type of place that would have a bunch of bushes and things out and about. I don't know. It didn't give me that feeling. I would typically do some type of hedge like this. I don't think I end up sticking with it. I did find these beautiful trees. They are massive trees. I think I end up keeping both of them in there. Unless, do I go with that smaller one? I think I might go with the smaller one. So I keep one massive one and one smaller one in there, but otherwise I keep it very minimal in terms of trees and bushes and shrubs. The only thing that did feel a little out of place was the statue, and so I wanted to do, I think, just a little bit of detail around where the statue was. So you see me come in with some landscape paint. I just put a little bit of it under, you know, each of the plant spots, and then I put some of it there. And then I think, you know what, let's go back to our flowers and things. Let's see if I can't kind of hide this base a little bit. And I just do the whole thing in trim paint. I do the whole thing. But I try to keep these also in the pink realm. And some of them are really tiny, and then some of them are slightly bigger bushes, but just little flowers. Oh, I really liked those too. Those were nice. Just little flowers that would have potentially popped up and started growing around the base of this statue. I've replaced them a little bit. I think that's it. So that's my Fog Canyon library. If you guys liked it, be sure to stay tuned. I am recreating every single area. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Until next time, be well, friends.